Because my mom always said, you are the company you keep. I didn't believe it growing up, but man, it is true. If you walking around with ducks, you're a duck. You might not think you're a duck, and you might not quack right now, but one day you're gonna quack.
Just hit a button, Morty. Give me a beat. Oh man, okay, all right.
What's up, YouTube? How's it going? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing today? I know everybody's home. I hope y'all feeling well and doing great. But man, let me tell y'all something. I remember when I was in 7th grade, I was just thinking about it and it crossed my mind. So, quick story to catch y'all up on it. It was me, my other friend Olu, and my other friend Dranton, right? So 3 of us, 3 amigos, and we used to roll around and it would be us, boys chilling, you know, it's 7th grade, just hanging out all the time, playing in class, being fools. I didn't care for school like that, to be honest with y'all. Like, it didn't matter to me. I was just chilling in school. So I remember my 7th grade, she was my English teacher, if I'm correct, right? And her name was Miss James. And she pulled me aside and she was like, Delmar, I'll be honest with you. The path you're heading down and joking around and not taking school seriously, you're either gonna end up in jail or dead, and you ain't gonna be anything. Let me tell y'all something, that really, really hit a nerve in me. I was like, are you serious? You're a teacher, and that's what you think? Like, you're not uplifting your students, and that's what you thought of me? But the person I am, I use negativity as fuel. I use you telling me I can't do something as fuel. So tell me I can't do it, and I'm gonna do it. Just so I can come back and tell you, look what I've done. So I'm gonna pay her a visit soon, don't worry. Whenever I get back to New York, I have to pay her a visit and let her know I'm still around and I'm gonna be all right. But anyways, my point is, right? She was trying to protect one of the other boys, right? Because she thought he was gonna be this in life and do this in life, and that's cool, but you should uplift all your students. You shouldn't judge us just based on how we act and joke around. We're kids. Like, what do you expect? But my point of this whole thing is, watch who your friends are, right? So at that time, back in 7th grade, maybe I was the friend, right? Maybe I was the joking friend and not taking life serious and all that. That's not the case now, but that's how I was back then, of course. But watch who your friends are and pay attention to your circle, because you need to really know who you keep around you. Because I've had times in my life, even right now as being an adult, that I think people are my friends and they're really not. So really pay attention to who your friends, right? So what's some things you can do to say, hey, you know what? That person really isn't my friend. So one of the things is, just because they work with you doesn't make them your friend. Would you have been friend if you met on the outside? If you met at a sports game, a bar, just out walking through the mall or something like that, would you have been friends? Probably not, right? So if they just hang out with you at work functions, holiday parties, and just like, oh, that's my friend, this is my guy. It might be your supervisor, it might be under you, subordinate, it might be just your coworker. It doesn't really matter. Just because they hang out with you at work doesn't make them your friend. You guys might never hang out outside of work other than like a holiday or something like that. If you guys don't actually like spend time together and know each other, then you're not really friends, right? So that's one of the key things. The second thing is, if you are in a time of need and trouble and you can't pick up the phone and call that person or text that person, that's not your friend. I'm telling you right now, that is not your friend, because you're in a dire time, or you're going through something, or you really just want to talk about something that's in your mind that's weighing heavy. If you cannot communicate that with that person, that is not your friend. I'm telling you right now. Third thing, right? The third thing is, just because they like your pics on Facebook and comment on your stuff and repost it and share it and all that, that does not make them your friend. They're your Facebook friend. They're your virtual friend. That is not your friend. So just reevaluate who your Facebook friends are and your real friends, right? So I read a statistic, and I remember where I got it from. I'll figure it out and I'll put it below. But it basically said, in your life, you really only truly know 20 to 30 people in a general average life, right? So if you only know 20 or 30 people in your life, like as far as really know them and grow with them, you might want to choose those people wisely. Because my mom always said, you are the company you keep. I didn't believe it growing up, but man, it is true. If you walking around with ducks, you're a duck. You might not think you're a duck, and you might not quack right now, but one day you're gonna quack. So the same thing goes. If you're hanging around people that are scammers, you might not be scamming right now, but you might come into some hard times, and you're like, you know what? I'll just do it this one time. And that one time is enough to get caught. So anything that somebody's doing around you, you are also a reflection of that. So keep that in mind. All right, so we all know the story of how Jesus died, and we knew who betrayed him, right? So we know Judas betrayed him, and that's the story we hear over and over, right? But I don't want to talk about Judas today, because that's a whole nother topic for another day, right? So we'll talk about Judas another day. But today, I want to talk about Peter, right? So in the Bible, Jesus was about to die soon. He knew it, and he was like, my time is coming near. But Peter stood up in conviction, right? So this is what Peter said. Peter said, Lord, I am ready to go to prison and to death. He was ready to die for Jesus, what he said. Like, he stood up, he's like, no, not me. I'm not a traitor, and I'm ready to die for you. And you know what Jesus did? He looked at him, right? And Jesus said, I tell you, Peter, before the rooster crows today, you will betray me 3 times. You know what that means? That it was early in the morning already, and he was gonna betray Jesus 3 times before the day even hit noon. That's what was gonna happen. So they came, they got Jesus. Judas was the traitor, all that stuff. And it went on. And as Peter followed on Jesus, they got to the place where they were gonna question him and interrogate him. And they had some people standing by, and they saw Peter. And they told Peter, hey, aren't you that disciple that was with Jesus? He was like, who? Not me? I don't know that guy. And it went on, and 2 other people saw him, and they were like, yeah, you're definitely the guy. You're definitely one of the disciples with Jesus. And he was like, no, I'm not. I don't know that guy. What? You don't know that guy, Peter? You don't know Jesus. The guy that showed you by example, that led you, taught you, showed you how to pray, teach you about life, and you literally watch him perform miracles in front of you, and you don't know him? If Jesus did all of that, and his relationship with his friends and disciples wasn't safe, what makes you think yours is? You can give the people the world, everything. And in the times of hard times, when you're going through it, that's when you find out who they really are, and they're not there for you. People are only there to benefit themselves. So be real careful. There's only a few people out there, like I said, that you're gonna really meet that is down for you, that will hold you down, whether you're in bad times, in good times, it doesn't really matter. They want to see you do good regardless of what you can do for them. They don't want anything in return. They just want to help you and love you and see you prosper. So this message is about friends. It's a whole other message about Judas, about family and all that stuff, but take this away. This is not just for friends. Some of y'all been having some family members around that been around for a long time, right? Your whole life probably. Some might start creeping in now. But at the end of the day, just because you're family don't mean you can't get cut off. In the words of K Camp, ain't nothing to cut that, never mind. I ain't ever gonna say it, right? So let's finish off with a conclusion. I ain't never gonna start with all that, right? So let's say this year, you're gonna need to cut some friends off. This year, you're gonna need to cut some family members off. This year is your year, but it all starts with you. So reevaluate your circles, do what you need to do, and have the best year of your life. 2020 is year of vision. Don't let all this pandemic and all this crazy stuff cloud your vision. Focus. Let's go.